Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night that's fitting to take place Saturday evening. We're back in the Apex for this one, where that main event is a highly anticipated, long time in the making rematch in the middleweight division between the ranked number 11 and the ranked number 16 middleweights in the world. Currently ranked number 11, Marvin Vettori, taking on currently ranked number 16, Roman Dolidze. And that fight should prove to be an absolute banger and a great fight, man, to cap off the night. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. This video right here, this is the full card breakdown and predictions. I'll do my absolute best as not to hold y'all ear hostage for too long, but you already know how that one goes, man. Not necessarily sure what the lineup's going to be come fight night, but this is the one that I have in front of me this evening. So this is very much so the one that we're going to rock with. You know what I'm talking about? One fight was canceled. I was looking forward to that fight between, Markel, however you say old boy's name, and Evan Elder. I felt like that one had potential to be fight of the night, man. I felt like that was going to be a fucking banger, but that one's been canceled. First fight of the night, women's MMA. One young lady making her UFC debut, coming off a Dana White Contender Series where she was successful as a significant underdog, one of the biggest female underdogs of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Closed at plus 650. Her opponent, 5-0, closed at like minus 1,800, and old girl got her up out of there inside the first 90 seconds. It is what it is. She's 6-0 up against opposition with combined records of 8 wins and 2 losses. Everybody she fought was 0-0 until she made her way to the Contender Series. That was the first individual she fought who actually fought anybody else. You know what I'm talking about? So rightfully so, she was a significant underdog. But she did what she needed to do. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is, man. Old girl on the other side who's currently a minus 500. This is Dubin. Dubin. If anybody's been tapped in with me since that Dana White Contender Series, man, y'all remember the video where I said, man, Dubin is going to be stuck in motherfuckers' heads if y'all parlay up this significant favorite over the minus 500. Shit, she was over the 1,000 money line. You know what I'm talking about? For no good goddamn reason. And Dubin came all the way through, man. Ain't that about a bitch? She fucked up a lot of individuals' nights that night. But anyway, that's the fight I'm talking about. That's the first fight of the night as of right now. Dubin versus Judas. Dubin 6-0, like I said, up against opposition with combined records of 8 wins, 2 losses. Nothing to call home about, but it is what it is. You don't fight anybody until you do, and then it's up to you to prove that you deserve to get the call and you earned your spot and you belong where you are. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is, man. To be determined. This is this should be a complete pass. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm rocking with Dubin, Carly, Judas, whatever her name is. She's 3-2 up against opposition with combined records of 17 wins and 18 losses. She lost on the Dana White Contender Series. She's still got an opportunity to debut in the UFC, and she lost that debut in the UFC. It is what it is. I'm not trying to shit on the young lady. But minus 500 for what? Your 3-2 is up against opposition with combined records of 17 wins, 18 losses. You're on a 2-fight skid. You lost your Dana White Contender Series showing. You lost your UFC debut. Old girl 6-0. She won her Dana White Contender Series showing as a plus 650. She just cleaned out a minus 1,800 favorite who was 5-0 and had fought the higher level of opposition as far as statistics were considered. You understand what I'm saying to you? Why wouldn't I roll the dice on this dog in this volatile match yet again? This is women's MMA. The level of women's MMA that these two young women are on is to be determined. Let me say, though, the level of women's MMA that Dubin is on is to be determined. I do do not believe that Judas belongs inside the UFC, and I believe that was proven as, you know, when she lost her Dana White Contender Series showing, then again lost her UFC debut via split decision to Gabrielle Fernandez, who as a significant dog went to submit the biggest favorite on the card in Kong. You know, that's what she's been doing. Shai Ming earlier on that card knocked out the second biggest favorite on that card and sent her out in a fucking stretcher. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm saying when we talk about these young women and these Dana White Contender Series individuals and these roads, these individuals that just have not faced a high level of opposition or even a legitimate level of opposition as of yet. You know, what really justifies these fucking price tags? Give me the plus 380 is what she is on Tapology. I believe she's a plus 295 in some other places, a plus 310. You know, maybe on FanDuel, plus 295 on Bet Rivers, plus, you know, 306 on DraftKings. Who knows where? You know, she's a bit all over the place. It was plus 380 on here on Tapology though. I don't believe that's what it is now, but whatever it is, I'm all over it, man. On these prelims, I will have you know, her wrapped up in a prelim parlay as well as just a single dog play, cause it just is what it is. It is what it is, man. 28 years old, 26 years old, 5'4" to 5'7", 65.5 inches, 65.5 inches to 68 inches. She's 3 inches taller with a 2.5 inch reach advantage. And what? She fights over there with, what was that? Hendricks MMA? Is that like over there with Johnny Hendricks and them or something like that? Like, what's going on? Like, why are we making Crispy such a fucking favorite over Dubin? I'm rocking with Dubin, man. We're going to leave that one alone. I got quite a few underdogs on this card, man. I might have more underdogs on this card than I have favorites if I'm keeping it a whole, you know, if I'm keeping it honest with y'all, man. It is what it is. You do not have to follow my lead. You understand what I'm saying to you? Proceed with extreme caution when it comes to this card, man. Because dogs are going to be barking, whether I find the right ones and I'm on the right side of the dogs that bark or not. Dogs are going to bark up and down this fucking card, in my personal opinion. So I'm rolling the dice on this one. Dubin! To kick the card off. You know what I mean? Women's MMA followed right behind it, back to back. We have Joseanne Nunes, however you say old girl's name, versus Priscilla Cachuela. Man, the zombie girl. It's Josie versus the zombie girl. And you can give me another fucking dog, man. You know what I'm talking about? Give me a dog. Y'all can sound off in the comment section all the fuck you want. I don't care, man. This is women's MMA. And you can give me the fucking dog. You understand what I'm saying to you? Listen, man, Josie, let's talk about Josie real quick. What the fuck has Josie done? She lost to Jacqueline. She lost to Chelsea. She beat Farron's, for whatever that's worth, and motherfucking Ramona. You know what I mean? Missed me with Bay Malecki. Like, she's done nothing, man. She's done nothing. If we being honest with each other, she's done absolutely nothing. You understand what I'm saying to you? Not to say that Priscilla has a whole bunch to call home about, but come on, man. You know what I mean? She been in there with Shevchenko, Luana Carolina, Molly McCann. Shayna Dobson got her up out of there, and Gina got her up out of there. Been in there with Jillian Robinson, got Kim up out of there, got Ariana Lipsky up out of there, lost to Miranda Maverick and Jasmine. Like, she's solid. She's well-rounded, in my personal opinion. She wins who she, you know, she wins up against the opposition she's supposed to win up against, and she loses to who she's supposed to lose to. You understand what I'm saying to you? Zombie girl, man. Give me another dog, man. Give me another dog, plus 170. 2 dogs to kick the fucking card off. You can tap out now if you don't like it. I don't give a fuck, man. Let's go. Andre Lima versus Daniel, however you say old boy's name. Give me the minus 310 favorite, man. Give me the minus 310 favorite. Give me Andre Lima. I've been rocking with old boy. I'm going to keep rocking with him. I'm going to roll, you know, I'm going to roll the dice on him until, you know, till further notice. To be determined. You know what I mean? Got to place him in there with a certain level of opposition for me to really feel like he's going to come out on the wrong side of a decision if he doesn't find the finish in his own right somewhere inside the distance, man. I like Andre, man. You know, not shitting on Daniel, but it just is what it is, man. 26, 36. You know, I'm not one to frown on a motherfucker about being 36 years old. You know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers 36 years old are right there in the peak of their motherfucking prime. And the 26-year-old is still coming into himself sometimes, you feel me? So I don't go, looking too far into that 5'7", 5'6", 66 and 67 and a half, man. They very, evenly matched up as far as physicalities are concerned. You know what I'm talking about? And Andre's landing three strikes on average per minute at 55% accuracy. Old boy 4 to 52. Old boy's getting hit with 5. Dre's getting hit with about 3, but both of them have a 57% striking defense. 92% on the takedown defense. 73 on the takedown defense. 73 for Dre. 92 for Daniel. 31 on the accuracy for Daniel. 66 on the accuracy for Dre. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, man. It's a very evenly matched fight, in my personal opinion. I just like, the all-around body of work that I've seen thus far. You know what I'm talking about? From the Andre Lima side, a bit more than what I've seen from Daniel's side. And I feel like it's going to the cards, man. It's going to a decision. Unanimous decision. Maybe it's a split decision. Maybe it's a majority decision. But I do feel like Andre Lima's going to edge him out absolutely everywhere. Do I think that price tag of minus 310 is going to be justified? Not necessarily so. He is the pick, though. We have Josias versus Carlos. I mean, come on, man. This is an episode right here. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this is a whole episode right here for the most part, man. We got the KO Wizard in this motherfucker. 7 knockouts, 1 decision. The KO Wizard. I guess he's expected to come in here and just knock out Carlos Vera all crazy and all quick. My shit hit 20%, so, that's why we running through this, man. We gonna breeze through this because I don't got time to be plugging it up. I don't got time for it to be charging and restarting. You know what I'm talking about? This is a whole lot of prospect versus prospect type shit for the most part. It's pick your own poison, in my personal opinion. These price tags of minus 625 plus 455. I get it. Old boy's undefeated. Old boy's tasted defeat 4 times. There's a significant age difference and all that, man. Old boy's over here just knocking jokers out all crazy. Maybe he justifies the price tag. Maybe he gets scrap up out of there quick. I don't like these price tags, man. You know what I'm talking about? And if we being honest, man, I got a lot more that I need to see from both of these two individuals. These two individuals, Josiah and Carlos, fighting each other does not allow me the opportunity to gauge where their ceilings may or may not be inside the UFC based off of a performance against each other. You know what I mean? It's like a Dana White Contender Series episode, in my personal opinion, man. I need to see you up against a legitimate level of opposition for me to be able to gauge what level of opposition you really are, what tier you're on, and where your ceiling may or may not be inside the UFC. This doesn't do it for me. I'm rocking with the KO Wizard. Hopefully he gets it done inside the distance. Moving on. Another ridiculous price tag for Dair. If I'm not mistaken, Dair's making his UFC debut, right? He's making his UFC debut. Yep, the Contender Series. Another Contender Series alumni, coming in as a significant favorite over Ribeiro. Everybody comes in as a significant favorite over Ribeiro at this point. You know what I'm saying? Just is what it is. The Gorilla has put himself in that position, which is crazy because if I'm not mistaken, he cashed as one of the biggest underdogs, on Dana White Contender Series as well, when he slumped the boy Bruno, whatever his name is, or the fuck is old boy's name? Who'd he get up out of there, man? Yeah, Bruno Lopez, man, the boy that just made his UFC debut successfully. Ribeiro was a heavy underdog to him. Got him smooth up out of there, man. Dair's the pick, 10-0 to remain undefeated. 2 undefeated individuals to remain undefeated, back-to-back. 2 female underdogs, back-to-back. 1 significant favorite in Andre. Let's fucking go, man. Why stop now? Sam versus Stephanie. And y'all know what it's hitting for. Give me the dog at plus 210. Give me Sam Hughes, man. I get it. That 9-6 up against that 6-1. Old girl's 25, she's 32. Maybe that 6-1 looks a bit more appealing to you, but she's still 41. She's still ranked 41 worldwide in the strawweight division. Sam Hughes is ranked 25 worldwide in the strawweight division for a reason. You understand what I'm saying to you? There's levels to this shit, and the level of opposition that Sam Hughes has been competing against, you know, has just been a bit different for quite some time. You know what I mean? And the, you know, the wins, the losses, just everything. It's a bit more significant on Sam's side. I get it. Stephanie looks good. She makes it look good. She came in and she made it look good against Old Girl on her Dana White Contender Series showing, which is Old Girl that she drew a draw. I mean, in her UFC debut, which is Old Girl, she drew a draw to on her Dana White Contender Series, which she was probably mad about because she beat Old Girl in like her second pro fight. She beat her. You know what I'm talking about? She was 1-0. Old Girl was 0-0, and she beat her. And then she met her again on Dana White Contender Series and probably thought she was going to catch a smooth dub, but caught a draw. Got her, you know, got her debut anyway against the same girl. You understand what I'm saying to you? And caught the dub again. Nothing about that moves me to believe that she's going to come in here and just be able to do what she wants to do with Sam Hughes. You know, with all due respect, she took the O from Victoria Dudikova. Yasmin got her, but Jacqueline, you know, she did the 1-2 to her. Elise Reed, that was a good matchup. You know what I'm talking about? She been in there with Tisha and Long. Like, she just been in there, Vanessa. She been in there with the higher level of opposition. Whether it's winning, losing, you know, she don't know what it's like to go to a draw. So whether it's winning or losing, you know what I mean? Maybe there's a draw here. Stephanie's been to a draw. Maybe the UFC likes her. Maybe the judges like what they see. Maybe they want to give her, you know, they don't want to see her catching an L. Maybe it's a draw type situation on this fight. But give me the dog, man. Give me another fucking dog. Moving on. Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ryan Spann, -175. Give me Waldo, man. With all due respect to Ryan Spann, he has fought and beaten the higher level of opposition, but you know, they're both 33 years old, 6'4", 6'5", 8 inches to 79 inches in the motherfucking, you know, reach department and all that, man. I'm just not high on Ryan Spann. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion, man. You know what I'm talking about? And he's got a 50% takedown accuracy. Costa's got a 60%, I mean, he's got a 50% takedown defense up against Costa's 60% takedown accuracy, which we know Costa's not afraid of using, you know, as was shown against Robelis to Spain. You know what I'm talking about? Costa puts out a little bit more, just a little bit better of a clip and percentage on the feet. The defense is better on the feet. The accuracy in the defense is better in the wrestling and grappling department. I just think he's a bit better absolutely everywhere. You know, so you can go ahead and give me Waldo at -175. It was -175. Give me Waldo at -175. Give me Salsa Boy to get Superman the fuck up out of there. You know what I'm talking about? In some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it's Dubin. Then it's the motherfucking zombie girl. You know what I'm talking about? Then it's Andre Lima. Then it's the KO Wizard. You know what I'm talking about? Then it's Dair. And it's Sam Page. You know what I'm talking about? Then it's Salsa Boy. And Jiu-Jitsu, -700. The kid's like probably a -1100, -1,000 now. But Su Young Yu, however you say, you know, Su Young Yu, Jiu-Jitsu, taking on AJ Cunningham, the Savage. Give me Jiu-Jitsu. Give me Jiu-Jitsu to be the one to go out there and get it done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Not necessarily sure how he's going to go about securing this victory against AJ, but, you know, I am a decent bit confident in him. I don't want shit to do with it, though, at -700. You can miss me with these significant favorites for absolutely no fucking reasoning. You know what I'm talking about? But Jiu-Jitsu, Su Young Yu, he's the pick, man. Now we got the Monster versus the Renegade, man. We got Damon Blackshear versus Cody Gibson. I'm rocking with Cody Gibson, +310. Give me another big dog. You understand what I'm saying to you? I get it. Motherfuckers like Damon Blackshear. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those motherfuckers. Who gives a fuck about rear naked choking Cody Stamen? I picked Montel when a lot of more. I was one of the most talked about fights of the week. And I had Montel to go ahead and do what he had to do to motherfucking Damon. And he did it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Mario, the same can be said. Who the fuck cares about a twister on Jose Johnson? You understand what I'm saying to you? We make a lot about of it because of Twister, and we don't see a lot of twisters, especially in the UFC at this level. But it's Jose Johnson, so what level was that twister really accumulated at? You understand what I'm saying to you? Then Lasardo, you can miss me with it. Basharat, you know, you fucking you lost too. You understand what I'm saying to you? You've been in there with motherfucking Zalal. I'm just, man, I'm not high. I'm not high on the demand side of things. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, there's nothing spectacular about the Cody Gibson side of things. There's nothing, you know, to really call home about and go crazy. But he's been competing at a high level for a long time, man. You know what I'm talking about? I get it. He lost to Aljo. Who the fuck wants to lose to Manny Gamburian? You know what I mean? In my personal opinion. Douglas Da Silva Andrade. You know, you got Adrian motherfucking Diaz, Ray Borg. That's trash. Brad Dakota and Miles Johns. Now, maybe people were down on them because of Miles Johns, but their physicalities, their frames, the way they matched up, it was easier for Miles to get to the hips and a little bit harder for Cody to get to his. That's not the same situation in this Damon Blackshear matchup. You understand what I'm saying too? The physicalities are different. The frames are different. The way they match up is different. Cody's going to be able to get to them hips. Cody's going to be able to reverse shit on Damon. Cody's going to fuck around and put Damon in a twister or submit Damon, man. Cody's no fucking chump. And I'm rocking with him to get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I wouldn't be surprised if it was inside the distance via KO, TKO, or submission. 7 knockouts, 5 submissions, and 9 decisions as far as his victories are concerned. He's never been knocked out. He's lost via submission 4 times and via decision 6 times. You know what I'm talking about? I'm rocking with him to get this one done via KO, TKO, or submission inside the distance, bare minimum via unanimous decision. I don't think it's going to be a split type of situation. I believe Cody Gibson is a better wrestler. He's a better grappler, and he's a more dangerous jiu-jitsu practitioner. He's more dangerous on the feet. He possesses more pop in each and every one of his individual shots, and he's a motherfucking dog who's going to show up and fight for your money, man. It is what it is, man. Moving on, continuing the trend, we have the Great 8 against the Hurt, and there's absolutely nothing great about Alexander Hernandez, in my personal opinion, man. Nothing crazy great about Kurt either, but I'm rocking with him, man. I'm rocking with him. I actually think Kurt's a bit better, absolutely everywhere. 15-8 for Alex, 21-8 for Kurt. You know what I'm talking about, and you know. A lot of people go crazy on Alex because, what was it, his debut? He UFC debuted and knocked out Beneil Dariush and then fought Olivier Abu Mercier, or however you say his name, the boy that went over to the PFL because he couldn't be a champ in the UFC. Then he lost to Donald Cerrone, but it's them first 2 fights because Olivier, he was the guy at that time. He was doing some things. So that win over him after knocking out Beneil really made motherfuckers think highly about this man. But as you can see, you know, it got him into trouble. It put him in, you know, it opened up the gates to the individuals like Donald Cerrone, who knocked him the fuck out. Drew Dober, who knocked him out. Thiago Moises, Renato Moicano, even Billy Q. Both the Billy Q. Being on the wrong side of both the Billies is really silly, man. Billy Q and Bill Algeo, man. You caught the dub over Jim Miller and Austin Hubbard. Like, there's nothing going on over there, man. There's nothing going on over there. And I'm not saying there's a whole lot going on over here with Kurt. You feel me? But Kurt been going in for a long time with a certain level of opposition, man. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, I just like his body of work, man. I ain't mad at him. You know, he got the dub over Austin Hubbard, too. Triangle choked him up out of there. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't mad at the Trey Ogden loss. The Marathon team was doing, you know, they was having a little run at the time. Who cares about the win over Kanan? Now, this is it right here. You know what I'm talking about? Alexander versus Kurt. This is the, you know. He get Alexander the fuck up out of there. Now we going to start talking about giving Kurt, you know, some decent motherfucking fights, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Pick your own poison. This should be a -110, -110. Pick them, in my personal opinion, a coin flip type situation. If anything, honestly, you could give me motherfucking Kurt as the slight favorite, but you gonna give me the dog at plus, give me him the dog at plus 150. I'm taking him, man. You know what I'm talking about? And I promise you, one more dog and one more dog and I'm gonna stop, man. But back to back to back. You hear me? Back to back to back dogs. But don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me. Cause this year, right here, what got a lot of y'all over here, cause y'all saw my little shit on the prediction channel, and it said for the first 3 weeks, most profitable picker was the motherfucking fresh start. That's because back to back to back, 3 dogs, 1 card. You know what I'm talking about? Back to back to Philippe Booms, barked. Punahele, barked. Christian Rodriguez, barked. And the way they was positioned on the card, it was back to back to back barks. Back to back to back dog. It was ridiculous work, man. And, you know, I love to see it over here in the doghouse. You feel me? And I'm rocking with this dog. Another big dog. I got 3 dogs in the 300 range, and I'm fucking fine with it. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm not gonna argue none of them with anybody. You don't like them, then they not for you. Keep it fucking moving, man. You know what I'm talking about? This is where I'm at with it. Take what you want from it, dissect what you want from it, and you know, go about your business if you don't like everything up in it. You know what I mean? We have Kevin versus Choi, man, and I get it. Kevin's another individual who has looked good. You know, 10 knockouts, 2 submissions, 2 decisions, and 1 decision loss. He don't know what it's like to lose inside the distance. You know what I'm talking about? He got knocked out on the Contender Series by Gene Silva. And then he went on a little 2-fight win streak, got called back to the Contender Series and knocked somebody out. Now all of a sudden, he's that guy again. Let's make this motherfucker one of the biggest favorites on the card. You know what I mean? He's taking on Choi. But listen, I get it, man. You know, Choi might not have anything magnificent on his side either. But listen, he's been in there with Gats. Went to a decision with Masvar Ivalov. And watch that fight, man. Pull up the statistics, not just on the significant strikes. Pull that shit up on Google and see every strike tossed and landed, every takedown attempted, everything that happened in that motherfucker. Go watch the fight. He ain't nobody's chump stop, man. Especially if y'all like Masvar. Then Gavin Tucker got him. It is what it is. Then he got Youssef Zalal. I mean, motherfucking left hooked and ground and pounding Julian Rosa. You know, and then he took these little dumbass losses. He got Jarno out of there, and Steve Garcia got him out of there. But Steve Garcia can get just about anybody out of there at any given time if he catches you cleanly. Sungwoo Choi, man, he's a killer be killer. He's a killer be killed type fighter, man. You know, 5 decision wins if he can't get you up out of there. 6 knockout wins. You feel what I'm saying to you? 2 submission losses, 3 knockout losses, 2 decision losses. The kid, he'll go out on his shield trying to get you the fuck up out of there on yours, man. And he has been in there with the higher level of opposition. He has beaten the higher level of opposition, man. Y'all motherfuckers like Youssef Zalal, right? Well, he got him up out of there, man. You know what I mean? And I think that was, you know, one of Youssef's couple losses and draw before, you know, he had a couple losses and a draw, if I'm not mistaken, before he had to leave the UFC and then come back to the UFC. That was in his run, like, he lost to motherfucking Choi, and he lost to motherfucking Ilia Topuria, and he lost to, you know, Boot Bow and Bit, but everybody want to put a whole lot of stock into Youssef for going to a decision with Ilia. What about Masvar, man? What about Ivalov? Because he went to decision with him, and then he beat Youssef Zalal. Knocked out Julian and Rosa. Like, he's just one of them. He's one of them. Maybe you can get in there and edge him out. Maybe you can get in there and get lucky and edge him out. Maybe you can get in there and catch him, you know, cleanly, clip him and disconnect him from his consciousness. Maybe you can find a way to submit him and get him out of there inside the distance. But he's going to make you work for that motherfucker. He is a dog that's going to fight for your money, and he's the last dog that I'm going to take on this card. You know what I'm talking about? Moving on, we have Zaleski versus Chitty. And you can just give me Zaleski at -180. I think this is Zaleski at -180. And Costa at -175 are beautiful price tags when you take into consideration some of these other price tags, man. You know, we put price tags on these unknowns that we don't put on individuals that we know the body of work. We have GOATs that have never seen the price tags as some of these prospects have been seeing over the last couple years, and it's fucking ridiculous and disrespectful. My shit on 10% now. I gotta get out of here before it hits a nickel, or it's gonna fuck around and cut off on me. You know what I'm talking about? But Chitty beats who he's supposed to beat. Chitty loses to who he's supposed to lose to. He's really beating nobody. You know, and it's not like the individuals that he loses to is really somebody. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? He beat my baby Max before coming to the UFC. You know, but that's just the homie. That's not no great level of opposition in my personal opinion. That's just another dog that's going to get in there well-rounded, very solid, can be dangerous, and will fight for your money. So it is what it is, man. You know, you beat Mark Andre and Dusko. Welcome to the club. You get knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez, drug out by Albert Durayev, and knocked out by Mikhail. Then you beat Riz McKee and Jared Gordon, man. Fucking congratulations. You know what I'm talking about? Zaleski, on the other hand, you know, he just been in there. He's solid. He well-rounded. You know, he been around for a minute, and there's no age difference here. I think it's like a 2-year age difference, 38 to 36 or something like that. Nothing significant. Wins over Sean, you know. That draw, was that a decision majority? Did he, would he lose? He lost that to Hanat Fakhretdinov, huh? That Abuka Bar fight got nasty at the end. Zach, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, man. But I just feel like, you know, he's one of them individuals that's either going to get Chitty out of there via KO, TKO inside the distance, or, you know, he going to win via split decision. If it goes the distance, they both got off. They both had some moments, and maybe it's a split decision. Main event, Marvin versus Roman. And I'm rocking with Marvin, man. To go ahead and be the one to get it done. I just think he's too solid. I think he's too well-rounded, man. You know what I mean? I think he's just a bit too much for Roman absolutely everywhere. And he's going to edge him out absolutely everywhere. And if he can find the finish inside the distance, we'll take it. But the Italian Dream over the Caucasian. Capoeira over Bang Bang. Sting over El Chino. The Hurt over the Great Eight. The Renegade over the Monster. Jiu-Jitsu over the Savage. Salsa Boy over Superman. Sam Page over Rondina. Dair over the Gorilla. The KO Wizard over Carlos. Andre over Daniel. Zombie Girl over Josie. And Dubin over Crispy, man. So that's it, man. From bottom to top, that's how it's going. And quite a few dogs are in this motherfucker, man. So, you know, love it or hate it, that is your option. But to kick this motherfucker off, Dubin over Judas. Then we rocking with another dog in the Zombie Girl over Josie. Then we taking our first favorite in Andre over Daniel. Another big favorite in the KO Wizard, Josiah over Carlos. Another significant favorite in Dyer over Ribeiro. Then another dog in Sam Page over Rondina. Sam versus Stephanie. Then we're taking another favorite, minus 175, and Salsa Boy over Superman. Another big favorite in Jiu-Jitsu, Su Young Yu over the Savage, AJ Cunningham. Another big dog in the Renegade, Cody over the Monster, Damon Blackshear. Another dog in the Hurt, Kurt over the Great Eight, Alex. Another big dog in Sting, Choi over El Chino, Kevin. Then we're taking a favorite in Capoeira, Zaleski over Bang Bang, Chitty. And the Italian Dream is a favorite in the main event, and that's Marvin over the Caucasian, Roman. You know what I mean? So, let's see, man. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dogs, right? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 6 dogs, 7 favorites, 13 fight card. Love it or hate it. That's the way it's going down, man. I'll tap back in either a little bit later on or early in the AM with the quick picks, most confident picks, and we'll talk about some parlay options, man. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. This has been the Full Card Breakdown and predictions for UFC Fight Night. Vettori versus Dolidze 2, incoming this Saturday, back in the Apex. And we rocking with 6 dogs and 7 favorites. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace and blessings.